And I see you've read this, and you're kind of resisting and not wanting really to get this wisdom, okay? Because it'll mean something. One thing for sure, there is suffering. In life, amongst other things, okay, there's enjoyment, there's orgasm, and, oh no, I'm sorry. There is suffering, okay, it happens. I mean, I tease people's minds so much. There is suffering, and we try to pretend there's no suffering, but there's suffering, okay? And the big deal, what prevents us to go to the next truth about understanding it, and the third truth about releasing it, and then the fourth truth, there is no suffering. How we want to get immediately to there's no suffering, so we want the bread and the money for the bread. Okay, we just want everything, and not like I'm available to become happy as long as someone else pays for it, you know. So freedom for everyone, but I'm not paying anything. All right. So you'll see a little note there: accepting versus denial. And some of you guys remember, like this big complicated tree of 21 masks of ego and 7 branches and all this stuff. Not now. Now we take care of what prevents us from simply accepting the actual state. I'm suffering, okay? It's fear, shame, or pride, okay? You got that often enough. I don't know how much I'm gonna have to tell everyone. But regardless of the amount of times I explain to my very advanced students, while they keep it intellectually, it won't work. There will be denial even if you understand what denial is. You'll keep denying. It's a natural defense system. Humanity is still alive because we deny. So don't judge yourself. Don't say, oh no, I'm so bad, I'm stuck with fear, or I'm stuck with shame, or I'm stuck with pride. You're alive, and we're here as a species because we have these denials. But now they create more suffering. They prevent us from discovering the truth. The truth is not something we think, it's something we experience. So if someone's, I'm telling you the truth now, no way. You can't tell the truth. It doesn't mean he's lying. It just means that truth is some other concept that is experienced, not thought over. I found the truth. Okay, explain to me. Like if someone can explain, if someone is capable of explaining the truth he found, he didn't find it. If someone says, well, I can't explain it, you need to find out for yourself. Now maybe he's got something. Acceptance versus denial. Look at yourself. You won't progress if you try to pretend there is no suffering. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're made of suffering. It means that you're made of a whole lot of things. Let's say 90% of which is great enjoyment and bliss, and 10% of suffering. Take care of that. Okay? This is what you want to take care of. And if you're made of 90% of suffering, you really need to take care of it. Okay? So don't try to think what you're made of. There is suffering. It is a truth. Okay? It's not a truth because I'm explaining it to you. It's true because you have experienced it. And you have tried all your best to avoid suffering in your life and did not succeed. Okay? So all those who believe that you can avoid suffering if you think straight, if you have a good mind, if you keep positive, won't work. Okay? Won't work. There is suffering. When you accept that, now you can start accepting suffering. Okay? So when was the last time that is obvious for you, or when was a time lately that you denied that you were going through an experience that you didn't like and just pretended everything was okay? You remember that? Breathe. Remember, Corey, go 3 inches to your left. I want to see this guy. We're good? We're good. All right. Eye contact is good. Even with shoulders is good. Okay. At least you understand. So you got that. You feel, yeah, I was trying to fool myself in thinking there was no suffering about this or that. Okay. Sometimes you're humble enough to say, yes, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. Okay. Humility is very good. We can step to the second through. Okay. But remember, now you understand more what I'm talking about because we took a deep breath and said, yeah, I remember. I got that. Okay. We won't commit seppuku today, pouring our guts to everyone. Okay. Everyone, keep your personal stuff to yourself. I'm guiding you through experiences. Now you try to remember experiences in your past where you got that. Okay. There is a cause to suffering. All right. Second noble truth. There is a cause to my suffering. You cannot dive into the understanding of your experience if you did not previously accept that the suffering was present. Okay? And sometimes there is no suffering. We'll say, yeah, I don't feel good, but I'll get over it. And that's it. You think that you're going to be strong enough to get over it with your mind. That's denial. That's pride. Okay? Or that might be shame. Shame of what you're experiencing. It might be fear. I fear to suffer. Well, of course, that's a natural reflex. Okay? The cause to suffering. Okay? Wisdom versus knowledge. Now that's the key component of today's talk. And so you see, we tried to be discreet and I just amplified it, and I'm telling on camera, she just sneezed. Because humor is good. Read. Knowledge is intellectual computation of data. Wisdom is knowledge based on a felt experience. Think about it in your mind. Feel it. If you are wise, or the wisdom you have, regardless of the amount, is how much you have felt your life. Good parts, bad parts, feel it. Okay? I feel it. The people at work are difficult with me. I feel bad. You feel it. Okay? You gain the wisdom on how hard it is to be beaten up by your friends at work. So you stop doing that to others. If you just think it, oh, these guys are so bad. Think it, that's it. You're going to start behaving like that. You're going to revenge. You're going to adopt and endorse their conditioning. And you're going to start saying, you did this to me, I'm going to do this to you. Okay? It's in the mind. It's knowledge, it's not wisdom. Someone who is wise took the time to sit down, and the intellect was considering what information is coming from the gut. This is what I mean. Thank you. So inside. Okay, inside. Now you remember one last time at school, at work, something happened that you judged others to be disrespectful to you, not considerate, and you did not like it. Okay? Feel it. You felt abandoned. Maybe rejected by others. Maybe you felt guilty because of their judgment. Remember that? Breathe. It's so simple. It's simply, well, that didn't feel good. And you got wisdom starting to tap in. And later, you're going to want to watch the Ego versus Divine Power seminar that happened in Amarillo a few months ago, where I explained everything about every reaction of the ego. Okay? Lots of data in there to go feel. Okay? But for now, we're going to pay attention to denial and emotion. I deny something because I'm feeling an emotion. Okay? The way out is the way in. The way out of your suffering is into it. It's like diving in a very cold pool. You're going like this, and then you're not sure, but you're going to have to just jump in, and there will be a shock. There will be an unpleasant shock. And after 10 seconds, you're playing with everyone else who jumped. Okay? Having fun. Not feeling cold water. Suffering is just something you get used to. And after not so long, it becomes comfortable. Okay, so this wisdom is comfortable suffering. Okay, I also call it emotional integration. I'll tell you about that later. But emotional integration is also, parenthesis, comfortable suffering. How to get into a state of suffering consciously, not provoking suffering, not endorsing it, not encouraging it, not playing the victim to suffer more, hoping to get attention. No, I'm talking about, I'm alone. I cannot brag about it. I'm not going to get attention. I'm simply going to sit here and breathe and think about this awful situation until the suffering goes away. If you think in your mind, I'm suffering so much, this is so bad, I hate myself, this is bad, I hate it because whoever wanted to be there, I wanted if someone to be there is gone because life is impermanence. I wanted to be with someone, I didn't go, I was too ashamed, so I'm an asshole. Regardless, whatever, instead, if you just think, suffering is sustained. If you say, okay, this happened, felt bad. Sometimes you won't even cry. You'll just say, you'll have the emotion without the reaction of it. It's okay to cry, by the way. It's good, but you don't have to, but you can. Who cares? You can laugh. I was so stupid. It felt so bad. Such a fool, feel guilt. You can do it that way if you want. I mean, it'll work as long as you're focused in the suffering. Okay? But I love these little capsules. Now you understand how I do it. So get into the state of suffering calmly, not throwing a party, hitting your wall until your fist bleeds or your wall not bleeds but is destroyed. Don't react. Don't get into this game of suffering. Sit and feel, and there will be a moment of great comfort while you jump in the pool. There will be one. It's a natural law. Your body is that cold, in this case your heart is that temperature, and you go into extreme heat or extreme cold, groins come up, you feel all tight. Right? So, oh, I'm sorry. So, when you take a very warm bath, when you get in the very warm bath, you go, oh, that's hot, that's hot. I love it so much, but it's hot. And then you start being in a great bliss of, because you got used to it. Your bath did not come cold in 15 seconds. In 15 seconds, your nervous system got used to the temperature. Okay? So suffering is the same thing. It takes 5 to 30 seconds to become comfortable in suffering if you're not fighting at all. Okay? You sit there. I hate it. Well, it depends. When my brother got killed, it took me like an hour to become comfortable with it. Okay? Because it was a great deal to let go and accept this is suffering. Yes, there is suffering. Whatever I do in my mind won't get my brother come back to life. Okay? The guts were all over the place, shot by a point-blank shotgun, hunting gun. And regardless that the fact he was my brother, thus my worst enemy and my best friend at the same time, I loved him. Okay. I had to sit in a conscious state of suffering for a moment. And not just sit there and understand what was the cause of my suffering. Attachment. Attachment causes suffering. Okay, so Understanding suffering, wisdom versus knowledge. There is a cause of suffering. When you want to go into the cause of suffering, take something insignificant, not something big, something insignificant. Your cat peed on your preferred piece of cloth, let's say. Pick something that really pisses you off but is not life-threatening, okay? Giving you 20 seconds to think about it. It's something. It can be the cashier's face did not return to you, or like you didn't like someone because he looked like your ex. Okay. It's easy to pick one annoying event. Okay. What inside you wants to sustain the suffering? Because the suffering can't stop. Do you see that what wants to entertain your suffering is some kind of muscle, emotional muscle that hangs on? But it was my favorite piece of clothes. I'm so mad. It doesn't want to let go that well. The piece of clothes smells like pee, so I'm not going to wear it anymore. Okay, so, let go. What makes you want to cling to this situation that makes that you're still annoyed by this annoying little thing, okay? Your point of view, how important you want to be, how you are attached to minor things, okay? Now you need to do something which is the end of suffering, mastering the animal and awakening. How can you do that? If your life is not threatened, it is insignificant. If your life is not threatened by your cat peeing on your favorite piece of cloth, it's insignificant. Let go. The only thing you really, really, really have to panic about if you're going to die. So you need to ensure yourself to eat, have clothing and a roof, and make sure that you are safe, that your safety, your physical integrity is not compromised by some fool with a gun or some fool not wanting to eat, or someone stealing away your money that prevents you from paying the rent. This kind of stuff you need to take care of. Everything else is luxury. It's enjoying. It's having fun. Okay? So as long as you don't master the animal just wants to gather more, more money, more money, more money, more sexuality, more love, more attention, more resource from the outside, more clothing. As long as you can enjoy yourself, by the way, it's right. I'm not telling you must not. I'm telling you, you must not endorse the animal behaviors to the point it allows suffering to persist. In the sense that the animal behavior wants you to have a new piece of cloth every here and then. New piece of clothing because you feel good about yourself. But then one of these wonderful pieces of clothing goes away. Release it. It's not yours. It was never yours. Okay? A possession does not exist. That's an illusion. You just think stuff belongs to you, but life will show you it's not true. You're gonna die and discover that you had nothing. Why? Because when you left, you didn't take your luggage with you. Okay? So you were born empty-handed, unless someone brought a couch along the way. Yikes! Poor mom. All right, you were born naked and empty-handed, and that's about the way you're going to go. Okay? You are biologically meant to survive and live, and on this, after survival is ensured, find happiness. Do not endorse the behaviors that causes suffering. You need to master the animal behaviors that is still in the survival instinct while your survival is not threatened. Understand this? I want to be first in line. Taking an example, I told Jerry this morning. If you have one item in hand, you are not pressed by any busy schedule, and you have this mother there with the 4-year-old child pulling on the leg with the hand filled with stuff, and she's behind you, you can just step out and say, please go. Please take my place. Okay, I only have that, I'll wait. Instead of the mindset, I only have that, it won't take long. You keep enduring, okay? So this is the behavior of someone who wants to be efficient as an animal, or the behavior of someone who is a saint. It doesn't matter. Go ahead. I can wait more minutes so that you will find happiness quicker, because the 4-year-old there doesn't understand life and suffering. And I'm going to allow the mother 30 seconds less stress in her life. Instead of pretending it won't be too long, it's only going to take 30 seconds to pay my can of beans. Okay, you just start a thing out of the box, out of the way society told you you need to keep purchasing stuff. You need to keep accumulating goods. By the way, you can if you want to, if it's fun, do it. Okay? Don't become a monk with nothing in hand and fix your wall waiting for enlightenment. You can do this if you want to, by the way. Okay? But a good solution for our society is to enjoy whatever resource we have, but start thinking about not being an animal in competition. Not being an animal trying to attain a goal as fast as possible, but being a state, what is happiness, what is suffering, what is my interrelationship with others, how can I behave? Not to be an animal, not to be in competition. Not to be mad, not wanting to be the best at school, not wanting social recognition in a gang. This is difficult at your age, not wanting recognition. How do you do that? Well, there's one way. Awakening. When you dream at night, a dream goes on. Okay, take a breath. When you dream at night, you have a nice dream or a nightmare. You feel experiences, but while the dream happens, you're convinced it's true. Is it not? Most of the time, you're sure it's pretty real. And then you wake up and say, oh, it was just a dream. Phew! Oh, too bad. I mean, depends on the dream. I was waiting for them to react. It's so fun. So, when you spiritually awaken, you look at life and you say, it's just a play. The kids at school behaving exactly like the guys at the office, trying to get recognition. It's just a play. Everyone just playing the ego trip to get attention, to get social acceptance, to get more money, to be competitive, to be an animal. Everyone is just trying to be an animal. And that is how they were created. This is perfect, but they were also created not to be enlightened and to suffer. So, well, no, you were created enlightened, you just forgot about it. We'll think about that later. So, you need to stop behaving like an animal so you can awaken from the dream, at that thinking that this suffering is actually very true. No, it's a part of the play. Jump in the pool. You'll play along, and you'll have fun after a few minutes. So look at how much you like to position yourself according to others in society. Is it at their service so they become happy? Or is it hoping that you'll have happiness provided by them? Waiting for others to provide you happiness. So, I'm going to give a few cues to help you understand what it is to awaken. Find a moment lately in the last 500 years, so close and recent enough, where you were hoping that someone else would provide you with an experience of happiness and didn't. Hoping that kids at school would recognize you, hoping that you would get the promotion, hoping that your expectation would happen regarding dinner being ready. Look at it. Pick one. When were you expecting something to happen, hoping that someone else would provide you the experience of happiness, and didn't happen? And how did it feel? Breathe. Sit in it. Don't try to understand the situation. Don't try to change it. Don't try to resolve it. Feel. That's it. I wanted happiness to come from the outside. There was suffering. There is emotion there. Feeling abandoned. Feeling rejected. Or guilt. Find your emotion. There are many emotions. Usually I said there are only 3 emotions. But see, people start to brag, no, there's this and there's that. Okay, so there's 3 big family emotions. So in the hundreds of emotions you can think of, they're classified in 3 big families. Abandonment, rejection, or guilt. What emotion is it? Feel. You wanted happiness to come from the outside. The result was suffering. What emotion happened? Find the emotion, just say the word. To keep on sitting in it while you can mentally involve your mind. Oh, I found it. It's abandonment. It's guilt. It's rejection. I found it. Okay. So this is why your mind is interacting and starting to understand and gain wisdom. Now you become wise. You understand the suffering of relying on the outside world to produce happiness. That will stimulate you. That will stimulate you to say, I might as well try to become happy from within, regardless of what others do. Get that? So that is the key to awakening. You awaken when you accept to start looking inside with humility and devotion to yourself and concentration and a bit of discipline. Emotional integration. The way out is the way in. So there is an end to suffering. Third truth. There is an end to suffering. The animal behavior is to seek out for food, seek out for love, seek out for recognition, seek out for wealth. And of course, you probably won't go fishing $20 bills inside you, but you might find another type of wealth that is very good. You might be afraid that your level of outside wealth go down if you stop fighting to get it. No, it won't. You'll keep acting in society in a responsible way to provide for your needs. You'll be fine, okay? Have faith. Trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, well, have faith. And if you don't have faith, you're going to do it anyway, so why worry? It's going to be fine, okay? Proof is you're still alive. You've never failed to provide for yourself since you were born. So why should it change? Okay? If your life is threatened, oh, there's survival. If you lost your job, I mean, you need to take care of it. If something happened around you, you need to take care of it. I understand. But the moment your survival is ensured and your safety is not jeopardized, you need to go inside for everything. And that's the most boring part. You want to keep doing it outside. It's fun. Okay, keep doing it outside. And when suffering will come, feel. And in no time, you're going to change your mind. You're going to say, okay, I felt this suffering long enough. Okay, I think I get it now. I'm going to start looking inside for happy feelings. Breathe. Close your eyes. Imagine that your body cells are smiling, happy faces. Yahoo! Every one of your cells is a happy face, and you breathe. And from your chakras, if you know chakras is, from your base chakra, start to come out of geyser of happy faces everywhere. And in your veins, your bloodstreams, every cell flowing there is a flowing happy face, and everything starts to become golden. And your brain is made of neurons, happy facing everywhere, happy faces of neurons and brain stuff, sending smiles to the the other neurons, and your bloodstream's happy faces, and the other happy faces just lazy in their couches, just waiting for happy to, you're all right. So you breathe, and you're so happy, and you breathe deeper, and you smile, and look at me, you start to turn around this way, counterclockwise. You should turn in exactly the same direction, okay? Turning counterclockwise. It's just, happy faces and happy faces everywhere, and you smile, put a funny, stupid smile on your face. All right. And you breathe, and now you relax. Okay. Who is absolutely currently depressed? No one. All right. So you just put yourself into a state of being by your own will, without any reason. You get that? You just did it. I was some kind of inspiration, okay? I do it alone. You shouldn't look at me like the room thinks I'm crazy because there's no one there to think it, okay? I'm so happy. This is the Taoist happy. The Taoist smile. The Taoist smile is it has to come from within, and you put yourself in a state of happiness from within. So you take one part of your time to dive into the suffering consciously, and when you gain awareness and some kind of wisdom, and the wisdom is so simple. Yes, there was suffering in this situation. I'm gonna stop that. Okay? Now you do some happy facing. You put yourself back in a state of joy. Why wait? Alright? That was fun, actually. I'm all energized and yoo-hoo! So, this is how you elevate your level of consciousness and you awaken. When suffering comes, your first reflex is to say, ouch, there is suffering. I'm going to look at it. Dive in. And when the theatrical play is done, you'll say, encore, wonderful. This guy, Hamlet, killed the other guy and everyone's dead at the end, poisoned this and that. What a wonderful piece. Do it again. I love it. I want to feel it again. Okay? Suffering will become a play. It will sure look like suffering again. It will still look and feel like suffering. Okay? This doesn't change. Quality of nature. But your reaction to it is not defensive anymore. When you get used, that suffering comes from time to time. And after a while of that, especially when you don't feel like being happy at all, you do happy facing. And if it takes 5 minutes to bring you back to a normal state of happiness, you do it. Eventually, you're going to feel sad and happy at the same time. Do it. Why wait? Okay? There is an end to suffering. Defeat the animal. Awaken. Fourth noble truth. Is this fun enough? Fourth noble truth, there is no suffering. And we will be speaking of the eightfold path. There is no suffering. Right? Switch to the next page. I'm going to quickly resume this. Read. Understanding and perception is intellectual. Correct or right understanding and right perception, right view is felt experience. Very fast. If you have a good understanding of life, you'll have good thoughts and good intentions. Thus your words will be good and your actions also that will lead to having a good livelihood, your way of life, which will deliver you right effort. And actually you will be delivering right effort, putting good effort in whatever you do. Just the appropriate amount of effort, not too much, not too less. That will give you a good mindfulness. You'll stay present because of your involved effort, and then you'll have a good concentration, and you'll meditate correctly. Okay? Let's do it point by point. Right understanding is a lived experience. So, okay, as of yet, did you all discover 100% of the mystery of life by thinking about it while watching Discovery Channel? No, you didn't. I love Discovery Channel. It's one of my entertainment. Look at new stuff. But it's not useful if it's not felt. So I breathe sometimes when I see something cool. Oh, that's so cool. And I feel the experience it brings me. Now I don't have to remember it by heart or by mind. It's part of me. I felt it. Okay? So you proved to yourself along the way that intellectual computation would not allow you to understand the emotional interactions in your life. Okay? You proved it to yourself. You know. So breathe. Feel. Take a bit of time to ponder your complete incompetence in understanding life. I love this incompetence. Humility to admit not being able to understand the fundamentals of life brings wisdom. Feel it. You breathe, you say, yeah, it's right. I did not successfully understand why things go away, why people go away. I did not understand it. I did not feel because I tried to think. All right, I got that. Now I understand why I'm still yearning for more riches while I have everything I need to live comfortably, even with a bit of luxury. Because I was trying to think about it, to understand how it works, instead of feeling, living the experience. It's it's so nice to be free to just exist and start to release the stronghold of your mind in your life. Intention, point 2. Intention is what you keep in mind. Oh, I have good intentions. Okay. I gave an object to someone because she needed it. If it's in the mind, you don't know if it's good intention. Because if you're a lonely person giving an object to a woman that you find very attractive, probably that your intention is not for her to be happy, but for you to release your needs. Okay? To release yourself of the yearning of having someone in your arms. Okay? Doesn't mean it's bad to have this intention. I'm saying it's not a good intention if you pretend that it's for her own good. It's not. Okay? Usually, regarding experiences of love and management of property, you take care of yourself. Alright? Because it is taught, it is reflexive animal behavior. Or you go in the state of being and you develop a good intention. Because it's not outside projected, it's inside I feel. You know what I mean? If you want someone to be happy, you need to get into the point of feeling happiness shared with the other. Only for the sake of happiness. And if the other goes away and does not accept it, you will still be happy. Because it's inside. You're experiencing it. Okay? This is just to give you ideas on how to do that. So an intention is something you have in your mind. And usually there's a lying part about it. What you act and what you seem to do is sometimes false compassion. you are kind and polite with people, but your inner state, your inner intention or thoughts is not, I want them to feel comfortable next to me. It's, I hope they won't reject me. I want to be accepted in the group. Remember when you did this? Remember that? When you were polite and gentle and kind with everyone, and it was false humility, false compassion. You didn't care about their good. You just know that they have the power to push you away. Because you lack self-trust and self-esteem. This is not kindness. Okay? This is false hope you nourish. This is an illusion. This is the animal dream. Feel that. Breathe. What I say resonates somewhere in you. Okay? True kindness is something you feel. It's not in your mind. You don't think, oh, I'm going to pull up the door. You think about it. I'm going to pull up the door because it's the correct way to do, because I was conditioned to do this for the old lady or the beautiful lady that I'd like to copulate. No. Feel. I want to hold someone the door for pure kindness. If she's happy about it or not, doesn't matter. I feel like a good person bringing a good experience to someone else. I take great value about that. It is valorizing. Is it an English word? Valorizing? No?
Valuation.
It will.
Self-worth.
Okay, it'll pump you up. Alright, I'm a good person. But not from the mind, I hope they love me. It's from the state, I know myself to be great. And if the other is mad because you open the door out of a happy intention, felt as to be felt, but a stream of wind comes and blows their air off and says, you opened it too quickly now that my hair are all gone. If you were hoping to be loved by opening the door in your mind, you're going to feel so guilty because you say, I'm the cause of her suffering. Oh no, I feel bad. Okay? If your intention, felt intention, I was doing it for her to be happy. And the hair, well, that's her problem about her need of attracting attention from others and her self-esteem. I still feel good because at least I know that I'm a good person. It was based on felt experience. Okay? So you understand the difference between politeness and compassion. Okay? Conditioned to suffer for others to give you purchased attention, or purchasing attention from others out of good deeds, or doing exactly the same thing. In society, you'll behave exactly the same way, but your main state of being will be, I am a good person, and I don't have to prove it to anyone. Alright? If you're trying to prove to someone that you're good, you're probably not. Okay? If you're trying to purchase someone's attention through conditioned behavior of politeness, it means that if to have attention you would need to have a gun, you would take a gun. Alright? Because your main state of being is not being polite, it's attracting attention. So you would be ready to do whatever it takes to get this attention. And this guy that's very polite and opens the door, goes back and beats up the kids and the wife. Okay? Because once alone in the family, this is the way to get attention. You understand that? Because the state of being is getting attention, it's not being good. The intention seems to be good. Alright? The only thing that matters is the end result. It's not the intention. But the end result is not someone's air was blown away because the wind was too strong. No. The end result is I did something good. I feel it. Someone gives you a gift. The only thing that counts is result, not the intention. Oh, well, the intention counts. You give a gift, she doesn't like it. The only thing that matters is the result. The result is On the surface, she doesn't like it, but that's not the real result. The real result is this person is touched that you cared for her. So you feel good about it. So the result is good. You see? The only thing that matters is the end result, not the intention. But the end result is not what goes out outside, it's what goes in inside. It's what goes on inside, right? You get that? So someone offers you a gift. You're happy regardless. Oh, that was so nice. I hate it. I despise the looks of it. It's like, no. But I won't tell you. By respect. I'll tell you, I love you too. Someone offers you a gift. The only thing they're trying to say is, I love you. So you have to answer back, I love you too, in the way that they ask. Thank you for the gift. Answer that the same way that they spoke. Okay? If someone at the restaurant is asking, can you pass me the salt? This person is asking, love me. It's true. The proof. If someone doesn't pass you the salt, you're going to think, she doesn't love me. First reflex. You're going to have it inside. No? So why you did it? Why, I'm bad? What? You know? You are going to react like this if someone doesn't pass you the salt after you ask. Be honest with yourself. Feel, breathe. So that's ego's way of saying, love me. And the south is, yes, I love you. Okay? This is misinterpretation of reality. It's still basing, do they love me or not, on the outside events. Okay? But it's true. Corey said once, would you love me? I said, yes. And I gave the salt. That was a nice joke. Because she heard this metaphor for a long time ago. And I said, yes, I would. And it passed the salt. It was fun. And I said, would you love me in return? And she said, no. Pompous ass. To play. Pretending. Just for fun. It was sarcastic. And I said, do you know that what you just did has no effect on my state of happiness, but my state of tasting through perception of my food. Okay? Doesn't have any single effect. Alright? What point you're trying to put to prove? It was fun. We had a good laugh about it. It was fun. And then she handed over the salt, and that's it. But my happiness was not affected. Why? Because each time something outside affects my state of being, I took care of it. Not necessarily on the spot. He just cut me on the highway, and you're like trying to drive with your eyeball all wet. No, it's not wise to do integration in public and when it's not appropriate, while operating machinery, let's say. But you go back home and you sit and you say, okay, that pissed me off. What was I attached to? Greed. It's a new way of thinking by felt experience. You gain the wisdom and the understanding by feeling experiences. So you train yourself into feeling your way through life, and then everything makes sense. Alright? Breakdown.